'Tis the season to be jolly because the credit market's all fucked up. Are we live? No idea if we're live. YouTube, help me, man. Are we doing the live or what? Are we live right now? Oh, we're live. Ugh. Okie dokie, artichoke. Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon. Good evening to wherever you're tuning in from. Drop me some comments. Get the comments in because you know I like to shout you guys out at the beginning of the stream. It's a Monday morning today. It's a Monday afternoon, actually, in the UK. Today, we're going to be talking about Credit Suisse. Someone's saying Merry Christmas already. I'm going to do the shout out in a minute. Get your comments in. How is it going? How was your weekend? Where are you tuning in from? I want to know all of that stuff. So let me know in the comments right now. Do not hesitate. Do not hesitate. I love it when I see the comments coming in. We've got ISM manufacturing today as well. We're going to talk about the Forex factory in just a moment. We're going to look at Credit Suisse mainly today. And I've noticed a lot of people don't really understand what's going on with Credit Suisse. And, there's a few questions that we need to ask. Do you need to understand what's going on with it? Do you need to intricately understand what's going on with it? Or is there a way to understand what's going on in a sort of broken down version that can help you navigate around the market and help you move forward into the next sort of quarter year? So I've sat down, I've been looking at this data, I've been looking at this information, and I've been thinking to myself, well, hold on a second, there's so much information here, there's so much noise. And I feel as though I should be able to explain it to you guys in a way that can help us understand it in more of a crypto way, you know? You know, when news comes out for crypto and you're like, yeah, bruv, they got news, they got this partnership, they got this, they got that. I think I found a way to explain the whole Credit Suisse thing like that. So we're going to dive into that today. Let's have a look at some of these comments. Who has joined the stream today? Now, I can see a comment already at the top here from Nicholas Giroux. I can't click on that one, but good morning, Nicholas Giroux. Good to see you. Thank you for being the first comment on the show. We've got Crypto AM who has landed back in the UK today. It's good to have my brother back in the UK. Good to see you. Are you even home yet to be joining the stream? Crypto AM is saying, guys, don't forget to like and subscribe. That's true. That's very, very true. Tyler Banks, good morning, mate. Good to see you. Thank you for joining. Faisal says, what's good, my G? What's good, my bro? How are you? Elizabeth, my number one, says, hi, fam. Good to see you. Phil the Flying Frenchman. I mean, would it be a stream? Would it be a Monday morning without Phil the Flying Frenchman? No, it wouldn't. And Joao, of course I remember Joao. It's not looking good, bruv. It's not looking good. Crypto Dad says Merry Christmas for my little gimmick at the beginning of the show. Thank you for joining the show, Dad. Appreciate you. Frederico, good to see you, my friend. Thank you very much for your stern and strict and very direct comment. Yes, we're live. Good, good. Elizabeth saying the same thing. Yes, we're live. Good morning, King, says Jao. Good morning to you too, bro. Yusuf, it's good to see you, Yusuf. Thank you for joining the show. Today's going to be a bit of an interesting one. Make sure you stay up to date and make sure you're following through. Luke says hello. Hello, Luke. How you doing? Good to see you. Fatih, this guy is always bringing positive energy into the group. I swear to God, he's like our priest, the priest of the NJ show. What's up, fam? Good to see you, bro. With a little evil eye emoji right there, warding off the trolls and warding off the ill people that join the NJ show. Thank you, Fatih. Do what you're doing. Oran, good to see you, mate. Thank you for joining the show. Aromatic, good to see you. Thank you for joining the show. Love your little sort of banter that you put in the chat. Faisal says, let's like up the stream, fam. I agree. I completely agree. You guys are doing it before I'm doing it now. Amazing. Matiu says, ciao bellissimo, NJ. Ciao, my brother. Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Who else have we got? Rolf. Good to see you, Rolf. Thank you for joining the show. Appreciate you. Kelvin. Good to see you. And Min, my brother from Vietnam. Hello, Min. And JJ. Good to see you, JJ. I see you always joining the show. Thank you very much for joining the show, mate. Crypto Mac says, yes, sir. Good to see you, my bro. Crypto Mac will be landing back in the UK in a few days. Then I'll have Crypto AM. I'll have Crypto Mac back by my side. It'll be good. It'll be good. It's a bullish week for me. Personal life, it's a bullish week. You know, Joel, great to see you. Great to see you, Joel. And without further ado, we will kick off the show. All right. So, you've seen it in the headline. Today's topic I want to discuss with you guys is going to be Credit Suisse. Okay, Credit Suisse is the hot topic right now. It's the spicy information, and we need to understand. We need to really understand, how is this going to affect the crypto market? How is it going to? Is it going to help us? Is it going to make us crash even further? Is it going to signal the bottom, or is it going to signal another leg down? All right. So we're going to go into that right now. Now, I know, as I mentioned sort of 5 minutes ago, a lot of you guys don't understand what's going on with Credit Suisse. So before we get into it, I'm going to put a poll up and I'm going to ask you guys a question. All right. The question I'm going to ask you guys, and I want you to be honest when answering this question, okay? Because this will sort of lead into how the topic of conversation goes. So let me get this poll up real quick. Bear with me. Before I share my screen, I want to get one poll up for you guys. And the question that I've got for you guys today is this. Bear with me, bear with me, bear with me. How the bomber cloud do I put this? There we go. All right. So the question I've got for you guys today in this poll is, if Credit Suisse will go under, will other banks get affected too? That's the question I've got for you guys, and that's the question I want you guys to answer. Yes or no. All right? Get your votes in as we kick off the show. All right? I want you guys to vote before we start the show properly. All right? In the interim, it's time to share my screen. Let's have a look at what's going on this week for Monday. For Monday. All right. So here we have the Forex Factory. For those of you who are for those of you who join the show every sort of day or every week, you'll know that on a Monday we like to look at the Forex Factory. This is an absolutely brilliant website. This website tells you everything that's going on to the nth degree. It's a website that I use 2-3 times a week. You should all be using it. It should all be part of your routines, all right? Even if we're in a bull market, okay? Now, interestingly enough, we've had CPI for Swiss this morning. So, I mean, we don't need to talk about that, but just interesting how we're talking about Credit Suisse and a Switzerland-based credit company. And, we've had CPI this morning for Swiss. Is there anything going on today? We've got ISM manufacturing in roughly around an hour. All right. So I've got a chart up here for manufacturing ISM. We're going to talk about that in a second. And yes, Oran, don't worry. We're going to be talking about Credit Suisse from the beginning real quick. Don't worry. We will get your votes in first. I want to see what you guys are voting. And we've got a lot of votes that are saying yes. We've got 88% in the poll right now saying yes. I hope you guys aren't waffling. All right, so ISM manufacturing today. Anything sort of major, Aussie, USD. Ooh, now with everything that's going on right now in the markets, a lot of people have been talking about rates. A lot of people have been talking about yields and bonds and whatnot, but nobody's been talking about employment rates. All right. Now, this is going to be interesting. So tomorrow, is it tomorrow? Yes, tomorrow we're going to be looking at job rates, okay, for the US. Now, that will be big. That's going to sort of create some sensitivity in the market. And we'll see how that goes. So tomorrow at 3 p.m., we're going to have that. All right. Anything else going on in the market? ISM again, but we don't really need. We're going to cover that today, so that's not really an issue. Friday. Here we go. We've got some unemployment rates for Canada as well. We've got NFP on Friday. Maybe on Friday we'll do one of those watch along streams where we watch NFP, because I think that might have an impact in the market. All right, and that's pretty much the week for Forex Factory. Let me just have a look at one or two more comments here, because we've got some more joiners that have joined in. We have got Manib, who says, big up NJ and the gang. We've got Ishi that says hello. We've got Sagin that says, yep. We got August here. August, appreciate you for joining the show, mate. GVMLS says, yep. Appreciate you, my bro. Crypto Dad says, of course, the banks loan each other daily, most likely, if one actor has. Oh, Crypto Dad, you've done this before. You've done this before. You're a smart dude. You've come into the show before and you've given the answers quick. You're a smart dude. I'm gonna have to stop reading your comments out, because you know your shit. The Crypto Dad Show. Lily, good to see you, Lily. Thank you for joining the show. Debit Suisse and Jasser says it's not looking good, bruv. Well, no, it's not. But at the same time, we're gonna find out. All right, we're gonna find out now. In terms of this ISM manufacturing PMI, right? This is going to be where we start the show, and this is going to be it does lead up to where we're going with Credit Suisse. So don't feel like I've diverted, or not diverted. Sorry, don't think I've gone off on a tangent. All right, this will lead to where we're going. Now, this is the chart for the ISM manufacturing, and for those of you who don't know, I've covered this on my show once. This kind of tells you the sort of overall consensus of the market. All right. What do I mean by that? Well, up means good and down means bad. All right. Pretty much. Now, you'll see the arrows that I've got marked out here as well. What do these arrows mean? These arrows signify recessionary environment and bullish environment. Okay. So we know that we had the recession in the 1990s. Here we go, right here. We can see what the ISM manufacturing has done here. We see that we had the issues in 2000, 2001. There we go. We know that we had a massive issue in 2008. Okay, that's a big one. That's a big one. I want you guys to stay focused on this. In 2008, we had this massive sort of issue. And the question we've got to ask ourselves is, how similar is it to the issues that we have today? All right. The hint that I'm going to give you is in 2008, we had Bear Stearns, we had the Lehman Brothers, we had mortgage-backed securities. What was happening in 2008 that could potentially be part of what's happening now? Is history repeating itself? And if history is repeating itself, then that's good, because we know that we've got a plan. We've got a bear market plan. We've got a accumulation plan, and we have a bull market plan. We've always had that same plan on the NJ show. So what are we seeing here then? After 2008, we had another spike. Now, this spike, I've marked it out in red. Why have I marked it out in red? Because this was the COVID spike. Okay? It was an event-driven market at that point. All right? Maybe the bull market was going to still happen. Maybe it would have still happened. But what we can ascertain from here is that this was an event-driven sort of piece of news. All right? So this data, we can't really give it the same sort of class as everything else that's going on. Now, you'll notice that I've marked out a range here for this ISM data, and notice as well how it's kind of sort of every 10 years. You know, we've got 1990, we've got the year 2000, we've got 2008, we've got 2020, which I'm going to ignore. And now we're in 2022, and it looks like, to me anyway, for those of you who love trading ranges and charts and whatnot, this looks like a breakdown. Okay, we've come back within the range. We've swept these highs. We're back in the range. What's the next target going to be? The mid range. And below that, what's it going to be? The range lows. Now, this is where we start talking about Credit Suisse. Okay, this is where we start talking about it. So if you've stuck by with me this long, GG, like the video, and get your comments in. I like it when you guys are spamming up the comments. Okay, right now we've got Crypto Dad leading it, but he's too smart. I don't like it when he's in the comments. He knows everything. So we need some less informed people. See, look, he's asking the question already. This guy is on the ball, man. Do you see the conditions similar to 2008 crash or worse? This guy, bro. Who is this guy? This guy. I must know you from somewhere. You know, you're a plugged up guy. Answer is maybe. The answer is maybe. I'm going to let you guys determine that as we continue into the show. All right. But here we go. We've got ISM manufacturing to begin with. I want you guys to see exactly what it looks like. We know now that the target is going to be the mid-range or the range low, as we've seen in the previous decade. And also at the same time, yeah, we can look at it from a concept of Bitcoin. In terms of Bitcoin, right? When did Bitcoin go up? Well, Bitcoin went up 2016 to 2018. There was your Bitcoin bull market. Where was the other Bitcoin bull market that we had? The other Bitcoin bull market that we had was right here. Okay? From the COVID spike. Now, I'm hoping to God that we can get something like this. If we can get like down to here, I know a lot of us will get wrecked. I know that. But then the upside is going to be just, do you know what I mean? I would love to see that. All right. It would help us fuel the bull market narrative. It would help us fuel our plans. And you know what? as I've mentioned in the streams previously, it's not time to be bearish anymore. If you haven't seen my market cycles review, you should definitely go to the educational playlist and watch that review. All right? I digress. Moving along. Okay? Moving along. What is going on with Credit Suisse? Crypto Dad is here again. I'm telling you, I got beef with this guy. I got problems with this guy. He knows too much. He's been reading his books. Crypto Dad says, sure, history rhymes, but there are a lot of talking heads like Dalio see much worse conditions than 2008. Fine, fine. But they haven't happened yet. All right, they haven't happened yet. We need to know that the Fed aren't going to bail out Credit Suisse first. We'll do a Q&A towards the end, all right? We'll do a Q&A towards the end. So, quick coffee. Hazelnut latte, if you know, you know. Credit Suisse, what's going on and why its stock is failing. So, for those of you who don't know, Credit Suisse, the hot topic right now is, will Credit Suisse become bankrupt? That is the hot topic. And now I'm going to close this poll. Let's have a quick look at what you guys said. You guys, you cheeky buggers. Crypto Dad gave you the answer, didn't he? The poll is now closed, and the results are 87% of you said, if Credit Suisse will go under, will other banks get affected? Yes, 87%. No, 12%. Now, I agree. Yes, they will be affected because that is what happened in 2008 as well. All right. One went under and the rest started toppling. All right. Now, is that necessarily a bearish thing? Yes, because it will sort of constitute a financial crisis. However, that being said, even though it will constitute a financial crisis, does it mean that, it's all over, that Bitcoin is finished, that crypto is done? No, it's not. It's not. This is exactly what we need to get us into that accumulation range. Now, we'll talk about Bitcoin later on in the show, but the main thing to pay attention to here is, if we've seen this in the past, if we've truly seen this in the past, then we know what's in the future. All right, to some degree, whether we're able to manage the trades going forward, whether we'll catch the bull market at its low, whether we'll accumulate at the right time, that yet remains to be seen. That remains to be seen. But will it happen? Looks like it's happening to me. So let's continue. So Credit Suisse, what's going on and why is its stock failing? So Credit Suisse was trending for all the wrong reasons this weekend, as social media was in a frenzy debating whether one of the 30 global systematically important banks would collapse altogether. Okay, first clue to 2008. Okay, the bank did open its doors on Monday. The bad news is its shares, CSGN, was down 7.57%. Now, can we bring that up on TradingView? No, is it sorry, scusa, CSGN. Whoopsie. Goodness gracious. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god, this is bearish, bruv. Look at this madness here. Oh my god. Okay, so I mean, this looks horrible. This looks really horrible. I'm not even going to chart this because it's not worth charting. But the point that you guys need to see is, you can see at the top here in very, very sort of opaque writing, it says minus 7.62%. So, we've been falling since the very beginning. Lena, good to see you, Lena. Thank you for joining the show. Lena is my beautiful sister who's carrying. So everybody say nice things to Lena in the chat. Say nice things. Get the comments coming in, fam. Get the comments coming in. All right. Now, the market that has really caught the attention of traders is that of the credit default swap. So we had the period of crypto where we were talking about the Bitcoin never going below 30K ever again. And then when Bitcoin broke 30K, we had the period in crypto where everybody was talking about traditional markets and the dollar and how the dollar is going to continue going up. Then we had the period in crypto where we started focusing on traditional market events. So we were talking FOMC, CPI. Then we had the next part of crypto where suddenly everybody became yield and bonds experts. And now we're at the stage of crypto where we're looking at credit rates. Okay? It's mad. EXO, he brings this information to us and suddenly the trend just changes. That guy is a real trendsetter, I'm telling you. All right? Love to see the comments. Keep the comments coming in. I'm seeing it. And if you're watching this recorded, leave a comment for the NJ community. It's not just for NJ. Leave a comment for the NJ community. Hello to all of you joining in now. Hello to all of you joining in now. It's good to see you all. Okay. The market that has really caught the attention of traders is that of credit default swaps. Those are effectively bet on whether a debt issuer will survive. The 5-year credit default swap widened on Friday to 250. Not an unusual level for a company, but high for a major bank. Okay? We can't let retail bombard a major bank. Banking solutions are meant to control the economy, not the other way round, you know? And Credit Suisse worst level since 2009. 5-year credit default swap was 126, and Goldman Sachs GS minus 1.03% was 143. Okay, bit of boring information, but don't worry, continue to listen. And obviously here we have the chart that I brought up here on TradingView where we can see it's not looking good, bruv. All right, it's not looking good. And the headaches at Credit Suisse aren't limited to just these two issues. On Monday, it postponed a planned capital increase for a real estate fund, citing volatility in the market for Swiss real estate funds. Rumors are swirling around Credit Suisse ahead of the bank's quarterly update at the end of October, which will see it announce the results of a strategy review, which is not very good. It's like, it's like changing manager at a football team. Okay, when you have a new manager, you have to prepare yourself for all the downturns that are going to happen in between. Like the manager needs time to implement his strategy, the manager needs time to sign his own players. You've just lost a couple of years, by holding a new manager. All right. Now, strategy. In its own words, the bank is seeking to take measures to strengthen the wealth management franchise, transform the investment bank into a capital-light, advisory-led banking business, and focused markets business. Bullshit. It's like when a coin rugs. You've got a coin that rugs, and then they release a statement saying, yeah, like we're changing our crypto plan. We're changing our roadmap to become a payment solution so you can transfer our tokens and you can pay using our tokens. It's a typical rug. Now, no biggie. No biggie. It's nothing that we haven't seen before. Not in this world anyway. We've seen this before. We've seen this in our generation. In terms of history rhyming, going back to what Crypto Dad said earlier on, I believe that history will continue to rhyme until we have event-driven data. So if I quickly go back to the ISM, right? What do I mean by event-driven data? Well, what I mean by event-driven data is the COVID spike, okay? So this red arrow here that points to this downside right here, that is event-driven, okay? So everything other than this COVID spike here, history does tend to repeat, okay? It's been repeating since here in 1948, and I know you weren't alive back then, Crypto Dad, so I bet you can't tell us what was happening in 1948. There you go. I'm going to research it. I'm going to do an episode just to show you up, my bro. I'm just kidding. All right. So the point is, history has been repeating, and I'm betting that history will repeat again. When we're on the verge of accumulation, it feels like everything is going to an end. It feels like Bitcoin is never gonna come back, when in reality it does come back, and because you've not prepared for it, you end up getting blown out the water and you've not prepared for the bull market. So I'm not going to make that mistake, and I know all of you guys that are in the chat right now, you guys aren't going to make that mistake either. You guys are the special ones that are here for the next bull run. Okay, so let's see which part here is worth reading. These parts aren't important. These parts aren't important. These parts aren't important. And even these parts aren't important. Oh my, this feels like a concerted effort at the scaremongering. See my recent tweets in 2011, 2012. Morgan Stanley CDS was twice as wide as Credit Suisse is today. Take a deep breath. I love it. I love it. All right. It kind of adds to what we're talking about in terms of history repeating. Okay. Now, once more, it's nothing that we haven't seen before. So what I'm explaining to you guys right now is, number one, Credit Suisse is on the verge of bankruptcy, yes or no? If Credit Suisse are to suffer, if they are to collapse, will other banks be affected? Yes, okay? Because they are all interconnected in somewhat way, shape, or form. All right. Number three, have we seen this before? Yes, we have. When was the last time we saw it? 2008. What happened then? We had a collapse of major firms and banks. There was a huge recessionary period. Did we break out of it and did we get bull markets? Yes, we did. All right. So those are the key informations that you need to know. Of course, if you want, I can get balance sheets up. I can get the financial reports. You know, the Credit Suisse bank, they have to publicly file all their reports. I can show you how bearish it is, but is it information that you guys absolutely need right now? No, it's not. You're here because it's a crypto show. You want to know how it's affecting Bitcoin. You want to know if we're going to have another bull market. You want to know what's the next plan for Bitcoin and Ethereum and altcoins are. So we don't need to go into too much detail. What we need to focus on is what's happening with this in sort of a higher time frame view, and how it's going to affect crypto on a higher time frame view. All right. So all of this, not really important. Moving along. The next question that we have here is, if all of this is happening, then what are Credit Suisse saying themselves? Okay. What are they saying? What's their statement? Credit Suisse executives reassure investors after a CDS spike. Financial Times report. I like that flag, It's like a non-racist version of the Nazi flag. I digress. I'm just joking. So October the 2nd, which is yesterday, Sunday, these guys are reporting on Sunday. That's how you know times are tough. Credit Suisse executives spent the weekend reassuring large clients, counterparties, and investors about its liquidity and capital position. Now, you guys know when it comes to liquidity, the Fed is pulling liquidity out of the market. And I'm going to give you another crypto example here, right? Let's take, for instance, you pick your favorite coin on Uniswap. Okay, we go back to the bull market. Pick your favorite coin on Uniswap. Now, when you're looking at the DEX tools, you're going to see you have the market cap. You're going to see you have the total liquidity, and you'll have more information. Now, what is the biggest scary thing when you're looking at a token on Uniswap? You're looking at the liquidity. You want people to lock liquidity for 100 years plus. All right. When companies lock liquidity for 3 months, 6 months, you start getting nervous. You fearful, because if the devs or whoever owns the contracts, if they pull liquidity, your token is getting rugged, which is dangerous, which is scary. That's where you put your investments in. Now, take this concept and apply it to traditional markets. The concept of liquidity it comes from traditional markets. All these massive traditional pairs that you see, they've all got liquidity pairs. They've all got liquidity, right? Where does liquidity come from? It comes from the Fed. The Fed pumps that market with liquidity. That's why when you're trading on Forex markets, you can enter positions immediately. And what is liquidity? Liquidity for us in crypto is the depth, the market depth. We look at the books in crypto, okay? And you want your orders to fill within less than 0.01%. All right? Think of USD cable, GBP USD. If I go onto a Forex application and I try and trade GBP USD, whichever price that I want to get in at, it will fill at that price completely. Now, if I go to I don't know, MXC Global, the exchange, the crypto exchange, and I pick on a coin that has absolutely no volume, and I pick a coin that has absolutely zero liquidity, if I try and buy $1,000 worth, it's going to pump the token 1,000%. So that is what you need to kind of think of when you're looking at liquidity. Okay, so the Fed continue to pull liquidity out of the market, and there's your keyword, quantitative tightening. I see a lot of people have just joined into the show. Thank you very much for all of you joining. Make sure you smash up the likes if you don't mind. I like to get to 100 likes for each stream. It helps with the algorithms. Please make sure, while I have you all here, that you are looking at the first link in the description below where it says join our Telegram. In it for the tech's own Telegram. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers there. We're on around 890. Would appreciate if you all jumped in and did what you do best, all right? Make sure you're leaving your comments. I love seeing all your comments. Make sure you're throwing the comments in the comments, and give me your opinions. Give me what you feel. Tell me I'm wrong. Debate me, or debate others in the chat. Okay, we're building the NJ community here. We need you all to help do so. So that is my take on liquidity and this particular comment here. This is not a very easy subject to reassure people on. All right. Especially when every other month, when we have FOMC, when we have CPI, the data keeps coming out bearish, bearish, bearish. We keep hearing more about quantitative tightening. The dollar continues to soar. The yields continue to soar. Treasuries and whatnot continue to soar. We are in a state of potential financial crisis. This is not an easy thing to reassure people of. So that's what they've spent the weekend doing. And obviously, we're here on Monday today after that weekend, and we're talking about still potentially a collapse. So, a spokesman for Credit Suisse declined to comment on the report when contacted by Reuters. So, there you go. There you go. So, just a quick one here. There we go. So, executives made the calls after spreads. Credit Suisse credit default swaps, which offer protection against company defaulting, rose sharply on Friday in an indication of investor concerns. All right. It gets worse. Credit Suisse's 5-year default swaps jumped 6 basis points to a close 247 BPS on Friday, the highest level in at least 10 years. S&P Global Market Intelligence data showed. Credit Suisse CDS began the year at 57 BPS and it's gone from here, 57 BPS to 247 BPS. So you tell me in the chat, if this was an altcoin, would you be bullish or bearish? Going from 57 BPS at the beginning of the year. We're still in 2022. We're saying Merry Quarter. We have just come into Q4. This is insane. This is literally as insane as all the FOMC stuff that's been happening. We've probably still got another 400 basis points to climb on for FOMC. I won't be surprised if the next watch along we do is going to be another 100 basis points increase. You know? So continuing on, the Swiss bank's chief executive told staff in a memo seen by Reuters, so some spy journalist, on Friday, that it has solid capital and liquidity. Excuse me for the language there. All right. Now it's all good to claim that, but we haven't got a DEX tools for CSGN. If we had a DEX tools for them, we could see what the liquidity was saying. Right now, it's not looking good, bruv. It's not looking good. The bank also said last month that it was pressing ahead with a review that includes potential divestitures. Hey, Crypto Dad, what does this mean, bro? Potential divestitures and asset sales. All right, Crypto Dad will probably know what this means. You know, he'll probably know. So that's the sort of statement from Credit Suisse themselves to say this is where we are. And the only real thing that I can deduce from all of this whole article that we just went through, is that Credit Suisse are saying, don't worry, fam, don't worry, we're going to be okay. That's pretty much what they spent the whole weekend doing. Okay. Further, to add confluence to it, this article tells us here about the basis points. They've gone from 57 to 247. They haven't got it under control. It's fine. We knew that this was going to happen. We've been talking about this on the show. Bear in mind, even though we're getting locked into this information here, bear in mind that we have been talking about these kind of things on this show for the last 3 months. Okay, we've spoken about continuation on the bear market. We are in a downtrend. We'll talk about Bitcoin shortly, but we are in a downtrend. We've spoken about markets gently getting worse. And we've spoken about an accumulation period that follows a bear market that helps us identify the bottom for Bitcoin. Okay? That helps us identify the end of the bear market, the beginning of accumulation, and what comes after accumulation, a bull market. Okay? Okay, cool. So let's see what this guy's saying here. So Crypto says $11,500 for BTC. This means bounce, and we now go to stage 3 that we see. I'll be honest with you, bro. I'll be really honest with you. I don't really watch Crypto. I don't really watch him. He hasn't given me enough information to show me that he understands markets enough. All respect to him. I'm not trying to get into a little punch up with someone that I don't really care about. All right. You can leave your opinions in the comments. All I'm saying is that I much prefer, watching other people than him. All right. So I knew it. Look, Crypto Dad, when I was talking about divestitures, I knew Crypto Dad would understand it. He goes, I know the word in my language, but I don't know how to explain it in English. Same. Me too, bro. Me too. Everyone in the chat knows it. Me too. Keep the comments coming in. I want to see more comments from the NJ community. I love you guys and I missed you guys. It's been a whole weekend without you guys. Get the comments in, man. Let me know if I'm chatting rubbish or if you're understanding. Let me know if you got questions. Just keep the comments coming in. It's an interactive show. This is for you guys. Even if you're watching this recorded, it is what it is. Just keep the comments coming in, all right? It's an interactive show. It's for all of us. It's not just for myself. We're at 67 likes as well. We've got 120 people watching. You guys know what to do, all right? So the next thing that we need to talk about here is we've already talked about what's happening with Credit Suisse. We've talked about the latest comments from Credit Suisse. Are other markets being affected? I refer back to the question that we asked at the very beginning of the show when I said, if Credit Suisse go down, will other markets be affected? All right? Will other markets be affected? Guys, just a quick one. I can see in the chat, we're talking about a few sort of crypto influencers in the chat. I would just advise that we don't talk about other people's channels in the chat. All right, get your opinions up, keep the comments coming in, but don't sort of stress about other influencers and what they're saying and who's shilling. At the end of the day, we're all shillers. I'm gonna shill my bags, you're gonna shill your bags, and together we're gonna look for bags that are worth shilling. All right, this is what we do in crypto. So we don't need to put any bad omens on them or any bad energy towards them. Let them be. I know if you're watching this recorded and you can see the live chat, you'll see what I'm talking about, but just let it be, all right? Keep the positive comments coming in. You are part of the NJ community. You're part of the NJ show, so forget about all of that nonsense, all right? Forget about that nonsense, mate. So the next question that we've got is, if Credit Suisse go down, will other banks be affected? Well, I divert you over to China. Asia Pacific markets mixed. Hang Seng Index at lowest levels in 11 years. Oil rises. All right. So shares in, bruv, what's going with this small writing, fam? There we. Oh, that's a big picture. This used to be me, you know. Every single day, this used to be me. For 12 years, I used to be there. I didn't have a briefcase though. I had a bag. I wasn't a chichi man like this. I had a bag. Anyway, moving along. Shares in the Asia Pacific were mixed on Monday as markets enter the last quarter of the year. And we know that 2022 is the bear market. The same way 2018 was the bear market, 2022 is also the bear market. So going into Q4, it's a big deal. It's a really big deal. All right. It's something to celebrate. Why is it something to celebrate? Well, guys, we've had a bear market since November 2021. We're approaching the end of it. It's time to start talking about potential bottoms. All right. And I want you guys to notice as well, just a quick one, very, very quickly. I don't want to digress, but I want you guys to notice how bearish this news is. All of the articles that I'm reading out to you guys right now insinuate that we are going to crash to zero. Where was this news a year ago? If this news had come in January 2021, we would have all, no, not January, so January 2022. Had all of this news come in January 2022, don't you think we would have been better positioned in the market? But no, we weren't. In January 2022, people were talking about Bitcoin to 250K. Bitcoin, hey, bruv, you know what, yeah? I think Bitcoin's going to go to 500K. You know what, guys? I think we might be having a bear market. Hey, what? Hey, shut up, bruv. Hey, what? Don't let me get my boys on you. Don't let me get my boys on you. Don't. Bitcoin's going to $1 million this cycle. Suck yourself. That's where we were. In January 2022. Now we're approaching the end of the bear market, and notice how the news that's coming out, like, yo, it's messed up, like everything's going low, like we're gonna crash. It's over. The market is finished. It's over. No. On the NJ show, we've been covering this. All right, we've been covering this. And we knew that this downtrend was going to lead to a global financial crisis. Now that financial crisis is here. Don't delude yourself into thinking that everything is going to collapse from here to zero. We've had an 80% correction on Ethereum, and now we're going to have another 80% correction. Don't be the NJ of 2018. Be the NJ of 2022. And if you can, be the crypto dad of 2022, because this guy just knows everything. All right? Follow me on Twitter, crypto dad. I'm going to follow you back. Let's have a look at some of these comments real quick. So John here says, if everything is so bearish, wouldn't this mean Bitcoin falls too? All right, John, we are in a bear market for Bitcoin. It's true that we are. It's true that everything continues to point to the downside, John. Yes. But if we've had a 70 to 75% correction on Bitcoin and we were looking for one leg down lower, would you be shorting Bitcoin now? Is it safe to be shorting Bitcoin now? And I'll reverse the example for you. I love Solana. Well, I don't love Solana. I like Solana as a project. I'm bullish on it. All right. I take it back. I love Solana like I'm wearing a shirt. I tell you what, I like Binance. I love Binance. I do love them. I love Binance. Shout out to our sponsor right above. Shout out to Binance. I got love for them. Right. Now, if we're talking about Binance, BNB, yeah, NJ says to you, yeah, BNB is up 1,800%. BNB has done 18x over the last 4 weeks. And I say to you guys, yeah, are you guys not long in BNB? Why are you guys not long in BNB? What would you say to me? You'd say, NJ, look, bruv, the coin is 18x up. Can we talk about something that hasn't done 18x, or can we talk about something that's probably not going to rug as soon as I buy it? It's the same thing in reverse. Okay. Bitcoin maybe has one leg down, maybe has two legs down, but now is not the time to short it. Now is not the time to short. Now is the time to begin our preparations into accumulation. I'm excited. I'm excited because that means that we are one step closer to the next bull run. We're going to have fun on this channel when the next bull run comes. All right, let me get one or two more questions or one or two more comments, and then I'm going to move on to the rest of the show. Stress-free income says, careful about shilling bags. Kim Kardashian just got sued by saying, no, I'm not going to be careful. Um, this is how it's going to work on the show. In the next bull market, crypto is an ecosystem, all right? And within that ecosystem, we have sectors, the same way we have traditional finance sectors. I'm going to be talking about as many of these projects as I can. I'm never going to tell you to buy. I'm always going to tell you that this is not financial advice. I'm always going to tell you to do your own research, but use this show as a basis point, all right? Not everything I say is going to be 100% right. And even now, everything I'm talking about, it could be wrong. What if aliens land tomorrow and everything I said over the last 3 months just goes to shit? What then? You know? So, it sounds crazy, I know, but it's not crazy. It's a real thing. No cap. Aliens land, or we have some mutant babies, or if like someone has superpowers or something, everything will change. So yeah, just think about it like that. So I am going to talk about lots and lots of different altcoins on this show. I am going to do that. I'm going to be doing a crap load of investing. Of course I am. If we're in a bull market, then that's what I'm going to be doing. And you guys are going to tune in to hear what I'm doing to help narrate your ideas for the bull market. So you know what? I don't even like Kim. I like Kylie. So it is what it is. I think Kylie did shield a bunch of crap, didn't she? She shielded some nonsense, man. Anyway, never mind. She's old now anyway. It is what it is. I'll take one more comment. Well, okay, look, I'll tell you what. I'll take Joel's comment. Little side question, but I heard someone say that inflation is a tax on the poor and middle in. All right, look, Joel, I would say the best way to look at that is not like that. Okay. Markets do this. All right. Inflation has kicked in because of the COVID crash. Okay. The COVID crash kicked in. And then the Fed to save the market, to save the infrastructure of businesses that needed to all work from home, they printed $6.4 trillion and they immediately input it into circulation. All right. Therefore, the power of your money has decreased. Now, if you're holding dollars, that's all right because the power of the dollar is now going up, but getting dollars isn't as easy as it once was. All right. Hence why we have loans that are being rejected, mortgages that are going up in terms of interest rates. And that's why credit card, we're talking about credits today. Good luck getting a credit. Good luck getting any credits from anywhere. Getting a credit card, spending in the market, we're not going to see that kind of growth right now, Joel. Okay. So it's not because they're targeting the poor, it's not because they're targeting the homeless. No, it's the state of the market. It just is the state of the market. All right. Everybody has to do their due diligence and fight for what they earn. You can't expect to have it handed out to you on a plate. All right. I hope that answers your question, Joel. One more and we carry on. We'll do a Q&A at the end as well. What have we got here? I'm loving seeing the comments. I love seeing the comments. Aya Eunice, thank you for joining the show, my love. I appreciate you. Thank you. You're probably asleep. You probably pressed play and fallen asleep. What else have we got here? Okay, so let's have a look at this. Real Underskill says, bro, nobody knew Russia would have invaded Ukraine. This is a huge catalyst to this situation on top of Fred's printing. I disagree. I completely disagree. If you go back to 3 years ago, all right, Ukraine wants to join NATO. Russia doesn't agree. Go and research that. Go and research that. It wasn't just spontaneous that Putin woke up and decided, you know what, today, yeah, I might invade Ukraine, you know. Yeah, hey, what? You're gonna invade Ukraine, G? Yeah, I might do that today. I don't know. I might. I'll see what happens. I'll see. Let me have my lunch. That's not what happened. Putin's not a dickhead like that. There were a series of events that built up to it. Okay, and Ukraine joining NATO to become a bigger power than Russia, that was a big thing that happened. So it's not that we knew it was going to happen on that day, but it was a build up, just the same way that in 2020 when they printed all that money, there were analysts that were talking about what's happening now. Okay, now the analysts that were talking about what's going to happen in 2-3 years, which is where we are right now, were we listening to them 2-3 years ago? No, we weren't. We were busy talking about Floki. We were busy talking about MCC, which the dev rugged. I lost like 300 grand on that, bro. You know? Well, to be honest, it wasn't realized anyway. Like I invested like 20K in that, you know? But the point is, the absolute point is that's where we were. All right. So don't be deluded into thinking that news isn't priced in. The market is like that. The market, we're in the media, we'll see news that comes up that makes you look mega bearish while the markets are pumping. And then when the markets are in decline, there's news that's going to come out. Sorry, when the market is pumping and the market is at a top, that's when you're going to get mad bullish news. And when the market is bearish and it's at the bottom, that's when you're going to get mad bearish news. The market does this. This news should, you're thinking to yourself, this news should have come out weeks ago when I could have shorted the market. I would have read this, I would have shorted the market, the price would have dropped, and then the bullish news comes out so I can long the market. But that's not how the market works. With this market, what happens is the price goes all the way down, we get a 50% crash, and then the bearish news comes out, tricks you into shorting, right? Thinking, yeah, we've had an 80% crash. I think we're going to have another 80% crash. Let me short the market. Dickhead. That's not how it works. That's not how it works. Not to you, but just yeah. All right, let's move on with the show. Right, let's move on with the show because otherwise, I'm gonna waffle too much. All right, I'll take more questions later on. So we move over to China now. All right, we're far away from Switzerland. We're not there no more. Let's have a quick look at these lights. We're 77 lights, 23 to go. Yeah, 23 to go before 100. Make it happen, ladies, gentlemen, and everything in between. All right. So Hong Kong's Hang Seng Index was at 0.97% down in the final hour of the trade. That's really bad English. In the last hour of the market, in the final hour of the close, price dropped 1% after reaching the lowest level since October 2011. Interesting how we're going back roughly around a decade. All right. According to Refinitiv Icon data, in Australia, the S&P ASX 200 gave up early gains and closed 0.27% lower at 6456. So what we're seeing here is that whatever is going on this side of the world is certainly the same thing going on this side of the world. The banks are in fact interconnected. We had a poll up 40 minutes ago where I got you guys to vote. If Credit Suisse continues to go into this crisis, will other banks be affected? The answer was, in fact, yes. All right. Now, the Nikkei 225 in Japan gained 1.07%, while the Topix index was 0.63% higher at 1847. MSCI's broadest index of Asia Pacific shares outside of Japan slipped 0.86%. Now, where's the oil bit? The oil bit is where. So later in the week, Australia's central bank will announce its interest rate decision. We saw that on the Forex Factory. Where is it? So AUD. So we've got the cash rate. We've got the RBA statement. That is tomorrow, 4 a.m. my time. And then I think we've got one more for AUD, for Aussie retail sales. No, it's gonna be tomorrow. So Aussie will speak tomorrow. All right, the Aussie banks will talk tomorrow. I'll be asleep at this time. I'm not streaming for this, but yeah, Aussie will talk tomorrow. So here is the sort of here's the index. You've got the tickers here, and you can see all the sort of downturns. All right, minus 143, minus 17, minus 16, minus 15, minus 26. And in terms of a percentage, you can see there's been quite a big drop. All right. This focuses more on Australia. All right. So the point of this article is at the very beginning of the stream, I asked you guys, will it affect other banks? Yes, it will. Moving along, the next thing that we have to say is if Credit Suisse is not the only, if Credit Suisse goes down, other banks are affected, then are other banks suffering from the same thing as Credit Suisse right now, or is Credit Suisse the only one that's sort of in the media being spoken about? I bring your attention over to this. Not the monkey, not the monkey, but if you thought that the macroeconomic environment couldn't get any shakier, news two big banks are possibly on the brink. Who writes these articles, bro? This English is terrible. And you know that this is a crypto guy that wrote it because it says October here. All right, let me just read it anyway, because when I read it, I understood it. Next two big banks are possibly on the brink of fueling the stock market fears today. Bitcoin and crypto are anything but immune to this, and we're going to talk about this more as we go on into the show, all right? Will it wreck October? Well, nobody spoke about October. Like, we're going to look at the Bitcoin plans later, and I have said that obviously it's the wrong time to be shorting the market, but we'll continue. Rumors have been spreading far and wide across Twitter and beyond that both Credit Suisse and Deutsche Bank, okay, Deutsche Bank is one that we haven't really spoken about today, but Deutsche Bank suffers the same fate, could be on the brink of collapse. That's a big one, you know. No one's talking about that. You guys are hearing it here. Deutsche Bank. Hazelnut latte. If you know, you know. Some are calling it another potential bottom as the Lehman Brothers moment. So I mentioned that in the stream 40 minutes ago where I said I think it was Bear Stearns. It was it Bear Stearns and Lehman Brothers. One goes down, the others just topple. Hey guys, give me 1 second. Yeah, just give me 1 second. Yo, I'm back. Thank you for waiting. Thank you for waiting. So yeah, so one goes down, the rest go down with it. The last time that we heard that Bandied was about, like, bruv, this is horrible English, man. Horrible. When I read this, it wasn't like this. Let's just move on. Credit Suisse is not the only major bank whose price to book is flashing warning signals. The list below is all the GSIBs with PTBs of under 40%. A failure from one of them is likely to call the survival of others into question. So the main thing that you guys need to see here is if one goes down, the rest will follow. And let's read this out. Okay. So we've got Credit Suisse, Deutsche Bank, Credit Agricole, UniCredit, Barclays, which is the biggest bank in the UK. All right. Bank of China, the biggest bank in China. All right. Well, Bank of England is the biggest bank in the UK, but Barclays is, you know what I say, because I bank with them. You know what I say? Obviously, like, big up my bank. Societe Generale, France, Standard Chartered. If one of these credit companies goes down, the rest will suffer the same fate. Okay. And that is where we could start to see that big spike down that I'm looking for. So when I say big spike down, we know how charts work, right? We know how charts work. We know charts break down. We know that they have to form some sort of PA. But I like, look at this right here. You know, look at this sort of, is there a way that I can print this? I don't know if it will work. Okay. No, that didn't work, man. That looks dead. That looks dead. It didn't work. But the point I'm making is I'm looking for something here. This is delayed data. So when it does come through, you know, I'm looking for something like this. This is what I drew out on the previous stream. I drew this out many weeks ago. All right. That's what I'd be looking for. A nice sort of down candle right into here. Maybe we get a little push up just in terms of a little bear market rally. And then we get a nice spike down. Maybe not quite the same as 2008. Or if we do get it, that's even better because the lower this goes, the more bullish I'm going to get on the next market. All right. Once you get to a low point, markets go up and down, bro. Once we've had that much down period, we're going to get more, you know? So yeah, once one goes down, the rest will go down. And the next question that we've got here, and this is kind of what leads up to the final point of the review, is will Bitcoin take the center stage amongst this fear? All right. Now, Bitcoin takes a center stage amid talks of Credit Suisse collapse. All right. Now, this is where it starts to really affect all of us crypto minded people. All right. Let's have a quick look. We got 84. Hey, we got 16 likes to go before we get to 100. Big up the community. Big up the NJ community. Get your comments in. I want to see more comments. Let me have a quick look here. Big up the NJ community. Big up to all of you. Get the comments coming in. I love seeing your comments. So let's read this article very quickly, and then we'll do some Bitcoin, and then we'll do a Q&A. All right? So another layman-like moment is brewing up in the banking space, with Swiss banking giant Credit Suisse being at a critical moment now. Credit Suisse chief executive officer, this guy, said that the bank is preparing for the latest overhaul and has asked investors less than 100 days for a turnaround story. All right. Now, 100 days, that is going to be 3 months. That means the end of Q4, January 2023. We're going to talk a little bit about January 2023 towards the next part of the episode, where we start discussing Bitcoin from a technical perspective. All right. Because I'm wondering, the next Bitcoin bull market, I was more sort of adamant of the next Bitcoin bull market coming in 2024. That's what I kind of lean towards. But there are signs that it could potentially be as early as mid 2023. Maybe we could get to a stage that mid 2023 could be the exit of the bear market, the exit of the accumulation period. And somewhere towards the end of 2023, we could start the next bull market. We got to stay calm. We got to stay collected, but we'll continue and we'll see what's going on. All right. So the Swiss bank's credit default swaps, the cost of insuring the firm's bonds against defaults jumped 15% last week to levels not seen since the 2009 Lehman crisis. Okay. A large investor that deals with Credit Suisse says the investment bank is a disaster, CDS trading like a Lehman moment about to hit FBN. So you can see with all of this, in this particular chart that you're looking at here, what you need to understand is when it's high like this, it's bearish. When it's low like this, it's probably bull market. All right. When I say bull market, I don't just mean crypto. I mean, like, let's say, for instance, a real world example, LG released their new OLED TV. It's a 85-inch TV. You're sitting there with your kids. Your kids are watching this rubbish TV. You're looking at your credit card balance, and your credit card balance is low. The credit card companies want you to spend. They want you to be taking out finance. They're saying 0% interest or some stupidly low interest. You think to yourself, you know what? It's the spur of the moment, but me and my kids, we're going to go right now to Curry's or whatever, and we're going to go buy the brand new LG OLED TV, and we're going to put it on finance. All right? So that's the kind of stories that you get when this is at its low. And when it's high, it's like, yo, you know what? I ain't even got money right now, I don't know if we should be ordering food tonight, G. Maybe tonight we shouldn't have dinner. Maybe tomorrow we'll have breakfast instead. That's kind of what you're going to be seeing up top here. Now, what's interesting to notice about this chart here is we haven't seen these levels since 2008. So one comparison that you can make between now and 2008 is this particular chart here. All right. And that's why these guys are taking the headlines, because that's giving us the most consensus. It's the bank that's giving us the most sort of data that we can sort of chart and look into to sort of make our verdicts and judgments. All right. Along with Credit Suisse, Deutsche Bank is also assumed to be in a similar situation. The asset base of these two European banks combined is $2.5 trillion. All right. And remember how strong the dollar is right now. So when I'm talking about 2.5 trillion, it's not the same as me talking about 2.5 trillion last year. This is a lot more, which is 4 times the asset base of the Lehman Brothers during the time of its collapse in 2008. As we see, history could be repeating itself. Global investors are driving their attention once again to Bitcoin as a safe haven. Bear market rally? Bear market rally, maybe? The decentralized cryptocurrency was created after the Lehman collapse to insulate investors from the global banking institutions and global markets. So, potentially a hedge. Now, I don't think Bitcoin is in a good place right now. I don't think Bitcoin is mature enough to be a hedge against these kind of markets. I think I'd bet more on gold than Bitcoin because Bitcoin is too volatile. That's good for us. Bitcoin being volatile, one day you're going to be telling your kids. One day when your kids are 10, 15, 20 years old, you're going to be telling your kids, yeah, you know what? Back in the day, it was all about Bitcoin. Your kids will be trading Bitcoin on leverage, looking for 1% moves. A 1% move on Bitcoin is going to be huge. All right. Think of the gold. Think of gold. All right. Bitcoin right now, you can get 20% candle to the upside. It's nuts. On the most bullish day, that can happen. Too volatile. It's not a hedge. You can't call it a hedge. All right. Not unless you're in a trending environment. So while the global market has been showing massive volatility last week, Bitcoin surprisingly remains rock solid because maybe we are at the end of a bear market. As a press of time, Bitcoin is trading at 19,200 with a market cap of 367 billion. If Credit Suisse really goes the Lehman way, it could probably serve as a massive boost for No. I disagree with this. I'm not going to read this. That's not how it's. You can't predict 5 bull markets in the future. You can only work with what you have next. So, anyway, Bitcoin or gold? All right. Commenting on this latest development, Barry Silbert, founder of digital cryptocurrency group, the parent firm of Grayscale Investments, wrote, Bitcoin is about to become the safe haven asset, nowhere else to hide. Now, I think that will be the case, but we need time. And we're going to look at the chart in a moment for Bitcoin, but we need time. And I'm going to get you guys to give me some questions as well, all right? In fact, we can even move on from here. I don't want to get you guys gassed up like this. This is not, we shouldn't really be writing this stuff. Anyway, all right, yalla, we move on. So what is Bitcoin doing? All right, time to talk charts. Guys, get your comments in, get your questions in, because I'm going to quickly review the charts and then we're going to talk some questions. I'm going to interact with you guys a little bit, then I'm going to shoot. Me go to the gym. All right. So looking at Bitcoin here from a weekly perspective, it's very clear that we are still in a downtrend. All right. It's very clear that we're still in what looks like a bear market. Now, if we were to argue a case for a bottom, we would need to look in history to see what bottoms look like. Now, this is the current price action that we've got to work with, all right? And this was the most previous bottom that we can look towards. Now, ironically, this price action that we're looking at here, it kind of looks very, very similar to the price action that we were getting in sort of 2019, all right? Or even sort of September 2018, all right? It doesn't look like we are in a situation right now where we can say the bottom is in for Bitcoin. It just doesn't look like it. We're still in a trending market. If we were to talk about accumulation, then what I would say is that accumulation needs to be something like this. If this was accumulation, right? I would need to see something like this for me to say that this area here matches this area here. All right. Now, we've been talking about the potential lows for Bitcoin. A lot of you guys are calling for 15, 16K. A lot of you guys are calling for 10K. And some of you guys are even going forward and calling for somewhere between 7 and 10K. All right. Now, we don't know exactly where the low is going to be, but it doesn't really matter. What matters is that Bitcoin will give you an opportunity to buy. All right. And we know that Bitcoin is not really going to be what makes us the big money in the next cycle. Yes, we're going to leverage on the way up. We're going to trade it on the way up. It's much easier to trade in a trending market. At the same time, you know, we're going to be using Bitcoin as a sort of standing point for the alt market. All right. The altcoin market is where we're going to really get a chance to make serious gains and serious money. All right. So at the moment, we're still in what appears to be a downtrend. And we haven't got enough information here to say this is going to be accumulation. All right. So what we're going to do going forward is, as I said, right now, if we was to short Bitcoin, yeah, where would our stop losses be? If we was to short Bitcoin, we'd need to look at the higher time frame. Our stop losses would be here above 22,900 and 25,230. All right. The R&R right now for Bitcoin is not looking very good. If we was to take shorts with our stops here or here, the targets that we'd have is 17,500. That's not even 1R. The target that we'd have would be 16,000, which again, I don't think constitutes 1R. And the next target here would be 10,000 to 12,000. But is it safe to say that Bitcoin is going to drop another 50%? Considering how much we've dumped already, are we going to be dropping another 50%? I don't know. I don't think so. Furthermore, I like the way Bitcoin is turning here. I'm really liking the way Bitcoin is turning here. You know, I'm really liking it. I'm kind of thinking that we're going to get a push up, maybe into something, maybe into here. You know, proper first objective for me would be sort of 2,700. Second objective would be really and truly around sort of 22K, 22.5K. All right. So I'm really liking the way Bitcoin's turning. I refer you back to this area here in sort of July, August times where Bitcoin started turning and then it gave us that push up before that downside. So maybe over the course of the next couple of weeks, you know, daily's looking sexy, man. Daily's looking really sexy. I'm still holding Solana. I'm still holding PYR. I'll let you guys know if I cut it. Obviously, you guys should be following the Telegram group. It's the first link in the description below. Make sure you're checking out the Telegram group. You get updates daily in that Telegram group. Let's have a look where we are right now. We are at 889 subscribers. We are 111 subscribers away from 1,000 subscribers. It's going to be a celebratory moment. The In It for the Tech company or brand or whatever it is that we've started is growing, and you know, it's all thanks to you guys. The YouTube channel is growing. It's all thanks to you guys. Please remember to like and subscribe to the channel, bottom right hand corner. It takes a second, and as always, please get your comments in. I love to hear what you guys have to say, especially going into the next part of the stream where we do a little Q&A. So to summarize for Bitcoin, what I'm seeing for Bitcoin here is a likely scenario I'm looking at is something along the lines of this. I think maybe something like this and something like this. All right. Maybe something like that. I don't know if this area here is something that's going to get filled. It's difficult to say at this moment, but we can certainly look at these first areas here, which comes in at around 2,400 and 2,800. So those are the first sort of key areas of resistance I'm looking for. To me, price is looking a little bullish here. All right. Now isn't the time to be shorting. I'm not saying we're going to be longing for the next bull market, but what I am saying is we are at the stages now where we can't be thinking like bears anymore. The time to be bearish, guys, was really up here. That was the time to be bearish. Why? Because it wasn't cool to be bearish. If you were bearish up here, you were an absolute see you next Tuesday. All right. If you're bearish here, you're one of the cool kids. Yeah, bruv, I'm going to be short in Bitcoin, to be honest. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I get bare girls. This Fitbit, I bought this from one of my shorts, you know? 50% up on my short the other day. I might short Bitcoin still. You know, it's cool to be short in Bitcoin right now. But here is this upper red line here. That's when it was cool to be bearish on Bitcoin. It's been a year since then, guys. Nearly a whole year. You guys in the chat, you've survived the bear market. You guys in the chat, you lived through the bear market. You've learned, you've paid attention. It's time for us to move. Mac is saying it. There we go. I'm tired of this level, to be honest. I want to see movement, regardless if it's up or down. Just take us to the accumulation phase. I agree. Mac is an intraday trader. All right. He wants to learn FA. He wants to be more of a macro kind of guy. But at the moment, because he's early in his trading days, he's learning more about price action and more about sort of cycles. So Mac is saying that volatility is leaving the market. When was the last time we saw volatility leave the market? All right. The last time we saw volatility leave the market was in this area here. Was in these areas here. We're talking the beginning of 2020 all the way to this area here. Okay. Low volatility, low leverage moves, very difficult to range play this, very choppy. And then we got our bull market. Okay. Then we got our sideways price action here. Okay. And then we broke down. So look, whether a leg lower will come or not, I'm starting to wonder if we can actually tag 12K. I'm starting to get the idea that 12K may not come. It may not come. If it does come, all good. 12K may not come. And Titan here says, I feel like we're already in the accumulation phase. Maybe, maybe not. Okay. If we were in the accumulation phase, we'd just be starting it right now. Okay. This is not enough price action for me to say this is a bottom. This is not a macro bottom. If we look at the monthly time frame, is this what a bottom looks like? No, that's not what a bottom looks like. What this looks like looks kind of similar to here, guys. All right. So if you look, the current candle we're on right now would be somewhere along, I don't know, September, October 2018. All right. And notice how we have one leg lower. All right. So let's copy it and see if it sort of gives us. Okay, something like this. And even this fractal here, right? Even this fractal here still doesn't really bring us down all the way. This fractal here brings us to around 15K. Okay, 15K. So I'm starting to get the impression that 12K may not come. Okay. And I want you guys to be prepared for that. I want you guys to be prepared for that because, as you can see in the past, Bitcoin's given us months. It's given us months to get on board. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. For the COVID crash, it gave us price 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. COVID crash, it gave us 11 months to get on board. And I like this. This is what accumulation looks like to me. You know, this here, like this. That's what accumulation looks like to me. This is what accumulation looks like to me. All right. Where we are right now in the current price, that's not what accumulation looks like. That doesn't look like a bottom to me. All right. Even in the bull market, even in a trending upwards environment, that's not what it looks like. Okay. Even in an upwards environment, it still needs time to bottom out. This was 3 months of price action that we had here before we bottomed out and we went back for another high. So it's just something to be considered, to take consideration into. You know, we know that bear markets tend to last for a year, bull markets tend to last for a year, and accumulation periods tend to last for a year. So if the top was in November 2021 right here, okay, then we're approaching November 2021. November 2021 is here where my arrow, where my horizontal line is. Okay? Is it horizontal or vertical? I always get confused with that. Maybe it might be vertical, but that's where 2022 November is. So really and truly, I think we are approaching the end of the bear market. I'm not saying that a bull market is on the horizon, not today. Okay? But the purpose of this show, the purpose of Trader NJ, the purpose of the In It for the Tech Telegram, the reason I tell you guys to like the video all the time, the reason I tell you to subscribe is because we're preparing now for the next bull market. I can't wait to smash this next cycle with you. Woo! I'm excited for that. So make sure you guys are liking the video. We are 8 likes away from 100 likes. Make sure you're leaving your comments, all right? Because I'm going to do a little Q&A now. I'm going to drink some coffee, do a little Q&A with you guys. So let me know what you guys are thinking. Let me know what you guys think about today's show. Did you guys enjoy today's show? For those of you who were here for the whole time, or for those of you who were here for at least sort of 45 minutes. Let me know if you guys have questions. Let me know what you guys think about Bitcoin. Let me know what you guys think about potential altcoins going into the next cycle. Let's talk. Okay, let's talk. I want to talk to you guys a little bit. So Min, my brother from Vietnam, is already saying here, can you repeat the reason that 12K is not possible? All right, Min. So number one, I didn't say that 12K is not possible. I said that 12K is looking less and less likely. All right. Um, I feel as though we're getting the climax of this bearish news now. All right. And it's convincing people more and more to get on board with the shorts. And I'm starting to get the opinion that, you know, we're not going to go much lower. We're starting to squeeze on the monthly as well. On the weekly, what are we looking at? On the weekly, we're looking like we're turning up for a bear market rally. Um, I think if we were to have one leg lower, I think it would be maybe 14, 15K at this particular stage. And even then, I don't know. We need to see what the market is going to do. I'm not really in any trades other than Sol and PYR. I'm not longing and shorting Bitcoin and Ethereum. They're a bit too volatile for me right now. If we continue to get our pushes up for Bitcoin, then I'm going to obviously make money short term on Solana and PYR. I'll cut those trades and I'll continue to see Wagwan. But 12K is still possible. It's just becoming very unlikely. Everything is lining up in the wrong way. You know, if we were going to get 12K from 20K is another 40% correction. Okay. We've had all of this. To say that another 40% correction is going to come now, I'm not saying it's impossible, but why are we getting all this? We're getting these toppling banks now. The banks are supposed to topple after we get to like 14K. So I don't know. It's starting to give me a bit of weird vibes. Unless we have another black swan. Okay? Unless we have another black swan. So we'll see what happens. I hope that answers your question, Min, my brother from Vietnam. Is it? We at 99 likes? Bruh, bruh. We are at 99 likes. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for all your help. I appreciate all of you. I really do. Let's have a look at some more comments. Okay, I want to see more comments from you guys. Okay, so August says Solana to 500, maybe $1,000. I don't know. Do I think Solana can go higher than its all-time high? Yes. Do I think it will? It remains to be seen. First, the bull market needs to come. When the bull market comes, we need to see what Solana's done over the course of the bear market and the accumulation period. After that has happened, we need to see what they have in the pipeline for 2023, 2024. Once that has happened, we need some market structure, we need some price data, and then we can start working our way up. Okay? But I promise you, it's gonna be so much fun in the bull market, all right? You guys may or may not know, but on Twitter, I become a different person. Bull market trader NJ is not the same as this trader NJ. Trader NJ in the bear market, I'm reading books and I'm studying all that boring nonsense. In the bull market, I'm rapping and I'm making songs and music videos. I'm longing nonstop. I'm buying so many different projects. I'm getting involved. I'm advising. I'm doing X, Y, and Z. That was the last bull market. And the next bull market, I'm going to be here every day with you guys. Every day. We'll be streaming twice a day if we need to stream twice a day, you know? So make sure you're getting involved in the movement. That's all I can say. You know, if you're not subscribed to the channel, if you're not getting involved in these streams, you're going to miss out that first sexy fun part of the bull market where we're all going to have so much fun. So I hope that adds some confluence to what you're saying there, August. Real Underskill says, great show, man. It helps a lot to get through this bear market and position ourselves. Thank you very much, mate. I appreciate your comment. We are at 104 likes. I love you all. We hit it. We hit 100 likes. Pap, 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 pap. Thank you very much. And Joey C, what's Joey C saying here? 10-year bear market signal confirmed. Okay, Joey, you're going to have to drop some content and let us know why you think that's happening. I know that Data Dash has been speaking about that. And I don't agree with him. Okay, I respect him. I respect Nicholas Merton as someone who's been in the crypto space for many, many years. All right, when I joined in 2016, him and Superman were two people that I was watching. You know, you can't blame me. Supo was a fantastic entertainer, and he studies FA a lot. He might not be a market expert, but I really love his altcoin content. You know, it's not a very common thing that people say, but I'm saying it, all right? And my word has weight. I don't give a shit. So like I said, I know Data Dash has been talking about this, but I don't know. I don't think so, man. I think history is fully repeating itself. I don't know. You're going to have to give more substance, you know? Um, Aromatic is trading the S&P right now. He says kiss of death on the S&P, bounce from here, then down. We'll see what happens. I think we're going to get a little bear market rally personally before we get downside, but we'll see, Wagwan. Um, okay, so some people are on here saying that Solana to $1,000, but are forgetting that it needs a 1 trillion market cap. I think it's unrealistic. Okay, solid. Okay, I'll give you that. I'll give you that. But what happens if they start, if they create a sort of decirculating mechanism? What if they create a burning mechanism? What if they say they do something that says every time you trade Solana, 0.001% of the supply gets burned? What then? Then what will happen is if they do that early enough and they get trading volume, then you're going to get millions of dollars of Solana being burnt every single day and the circulating supply decreases, which means that you need less money to have a huge market cap, you know? Um, Okay, so Crypto Dad, I get scared reading this guy's comments, man. NJ, I really resonate with the market front running the 12K level. There are trends that indicate that the recession would take longer, but the main thing that I don't like is the lack of liquidity. Agreed, agreed. So, look, when it comes to a lack of liquidity, the first thing that we need to look at in terms of talking about a lack of liquidity, it means that if we did get a massive sell off on Bitcoin, we could get a 40% candle to the downside. But how often has that happened? Even if we go to the COVID crash, right? What was the percentage of this event driven crash? Okay, the event driven crash, let's mark out the percentage. So if we look here, it was a 40% correction. It was a 40% spike down on Bitcoin. Now, because this was event driven, it's difficult to pay attention to this unless we get something event driven. Now, this wasn't event driven. 6K to 3.2K. What was this? This was 50% as well. Now, 50%, let's take the highs to the lows. So if that was 50%, if we look at from the top of Bitcoin in 2017 to here, you see, this was a 68% correction. 68% correction. And all the way down, if we go from here, all the way to 3K, it comes out as an 84% correction. Okay? So if we take that same concept here, the 2021 high, and we come all the way here, this is a 74% correction. If we was to dump 10% more from where we are now, that would bring us roughly around, I wouldn't go as far as this, man. I would go as far as here, 80%. That brings us to roughly around 14K. Okay? 14K. 14K is probable, man. Even 12K is probable, maybe like a wick into it, you know? But there are so many signs that are indicating that maybe 13, 14, 15, maybe even 16K could be a potential bottom. So really and truly, Crypto Dad, um, I'm not saying that it's 100% going to get front run. I just think that we've got the most major bearish news coming out now. And it's one of those situations where whether or not it will be a bear, whether or not we're going to get another crash, it's looking less and less likely. Of course, if it happens, we'll be prepared for it. We'll discuss it. But really and truly, guys, I know a lot of you love price action, and if you guys love price action, you know, ask yourself really and truly, if we just ignore all the previous price action and we look here, right? We just look at the chart like this. Is this really where you want to be shorting Bitcoin? All these legs that we've had here, is this really where you want to be shorting Bitcoin? If we look to the far left corner and you can see this little accumulation, I'd like to see Bitcoin starting to do that somewhere around here. I'd like to see it. I don't want Bitcoin to come all the way back down to 10, 9, 8, 7K. When we had Charlie on the show, Charlie said that, his absolute bottom would be around 6, 7K. I don't disagree with it. I would just like a higher low. I'd like this to be, you see, my vision for Bitcoin, what I would love to see, yeah, is imagine this was a 5-minute chart. Okay? If this was a 5-minute chart, then this would be a higher low. You know, maybe we come back a little bit lower. Okay, we come a little bit lower, and if we can get a clean chart of Bitcoin, that would be good. So I could show you guys what I'm kind of looking at. 8 cap. Fuck, that's horrible. No, we can't. We can't look at so BTC USD, and let's go to Binance US. All right. God, that is all right. Ignore the anomaly. Ignore the anomaly, Wick. But what I'm looking for here is if this was a 5 minute chart, right? What I'd be looking at is you see this area here, this 2020 2021 stuff. I would see this as a little consolidation, right? And then you come up here, then you do this, then you do this, and look what I'm showing you guys here, right? All of this becomes a consolidation for a bigger breakout. Okay. This is the deviation. We do this. This is really the breakout for Bitcoin right here. You know, this is really the breakout. And in terms of a 5 minute chart, this just looks more sensible to me. This looks way more sensible to me in terms of a 5 minute chart. All right. So that would sort of help us fuel the narrative for higher prices too. And we'll see how it unfolds. We'll see how it unfolds. We'll see. We'll have plenty of time though. And I'm sure altcoins will do a madness. Let's see what other comments that we've got in the chat here, right? So Titan says, cheers to everyone from Morocco. Cheers to you, mate. Appreciate you joining the show. Okay, so Aromatic here with an interesting comment. Aromatic says, finding tokens for the next bull market, decentralized exchanges will be very big in my opinion. Well, to be honest, Titan, we've kind of had that narrative in 2021. In 2017, we had a similar narrative too. All right, with we had, I think it was, what was it called? I trade Metem. It was Metem. Metem in 2017, they tried to be Uniswap. And in 2021, we actually had Uniswap. So timing will be everything. I think we're going to have a lot of opportunities in the next bull market to signify what will be bullish. What else? Not really any more questions here. All right, well, I'll give it a minute or two. If you guys don't have any more questions, then I guess I'll shoot. Make sure you remember to like and subscribe. I'll wait 1 or 2 more minutes to see if anybody has any questions or if anybody has any comments. Let me know if you're enjoying the content, or let me know if you guys have anything that you just want to say, if you want to shout out or whatever, and then I'll head off. CFG here says, ADA piling up. Do you think we're going to have a big move with volatility in the near term future? No, I don't think we're going to have massive volatility in the near term future. I think if we have a bear market rally, which a bear market rally, I wouldn't see us going past 24, 25K. All right. That seems to be the major resistance. An extended bear market rally would take us to around 30K. All right. And if we came up to around 30K, that's when I'd say, yeah, we could get a 50% correction on Bitcoin. Okay. That's my opinion on that. So if I'm talking about Bitcoin like that, I'm kind of talking about ADA as well. All right. Anything in the top 10, the top 15 will move around the same sort of fashion that Bitcoin will. Okay. Okay. Everybody's talking about silver. I've forgotten the ticker for silver. Can somebody give me the ticker? XAU is gold. What's silver? It's not silver. It's something else. XAG. XAG. Oi. There we go. Okay. So silver. All right. All right. So let's talk about silver real quick. Okay. Silver. What is silver? Silver is another risk on asset. Okay. It's another risk on pair. Okay. Now notice how we were talking in the stream. we were talking, I think it was in this article here, where it spoke about, where was it? We covered this in the stream. We covered it, and we spoke about how Bitcoin could become the sort of safe haven going forward, right? Now, if Bitcoin's going to become the next safe haven going forward, why would people say that? People would say that because obviously gold and silver will also get that bear market rally. Okay. Now, silver looks to be breaking out. I appreciate that. If we look on the monthly, where are we? Are we looking bullish on the monthly? No, we're not. It looks like a bear market rally. I'm sure gold and Bitcoin will follow as well. If we look at the weekly, again, it does look like it's pushing up. We are at resistance right now. Okay. We are at resistance right now. This is a downward channel. Maybe we'll break up and sort of retest maybe this area here. I don't know if it will go that far. I wouldn't. I wouldn't put my money on it. Okay, so maybe I really don't think. I don't know if I don't know if we'll get that far. Okay, maybe somewhere around here. But like I said, if we're going to have a bear market rally, you're going to see all the risk on pairs continue to soar, right? So we're talking about Bitcoin, the SPX, gold, silver. Okay. So that's kind of why silver's doing what it's doing. All right. I hope that helps you guys understand. And yes, the US market has opened. If you guys want to have a quick view, do you guys want to have a quick look at the US, the sort of the US market is open? And do you guys want to have a quick look at all the charts? We can we can bring them up. So we'll look at Bitcoin here. There's Bitcoin. We'll put it on the 15-minute. All right. There's Bitcoin. We'll have Ethereum here. We'll put Ethereum on the 15-minute. We'll have Dixie. We'll have the dollar. 15-minute. So this was where I said the dollar needed to break down from. For those of you who watched the show the other day when we was doing the sort of press conference review, the Putin conference review, I said this was the level that we needed to break, and we're holding it. We haven't broken below it. And then for this last chart, what we'll do is here is we'll maybe have silver. We shouldn't really have silver. There was another question that I saw up here. And I want to bring it up. I want to bring it up. There was another question that I saw here. Um, will I be covering something? Somebody asked the question above saying, will I be covering today's press conference? Okay, I can't find it, but no, I won't be covering today's conference. The next one that we're going to cover together, the next one that I'll cover with you guys is we've got ISM by the way today. So watch out for ISM, all right? Don't forget that I showed you guys ISM at the beginning of the stream. Make sure you guys check that out. The next one that we'll cover is probably going to be this one. So Friday we're going to cover this. All right, we'll do the non-farm employment change on Friday. NFP could trigger the markets. We could get a nice spike in the market. So on Friday we'll go live and we'll watch this live. All right, maybe not watch it live, as in we're not going to watch the people talking about it, but we'll watch the markets. We'll talk. We'll discuss markets. We'll discuss everything in that sense. All right. So yeah, the US market has opened and we are already seeing some sort of impact. We're seeing some moves. This is kind of where we get the most volatility in the market. So Omar, what are you saying here, Omar? Omar says, what could you share us what monitor you use, please? Are you talking about my computer monitor? I use the LG Ultra Gear monitor, the LG G Sync FreeSync. um I'll see if I can bring it up. That's a weird question. I'll answer it, but that's a weird question. I hope you're not talking about indicators and you're talking about monitors. Um, LG Ultra Gear monitor. I'll see if I can bring it up for you guys. Do they have it on Amazon? So Ultra Gear, I think I've got this one. Yeah, I think this is the one that I've got, the 27GN 850. So if I bring this up here and I do this, so this one here, oi, here. So the 27GN 850, that's the monitor that I've got. The reason I went for this monitor is because yes, okay, this whole trading setup is a trade up, it's a studio setup. I stream for you guys and whatnot, and we spend more time looking at articles and altcoins and stuff like that. But I wanted a monitor that at the same time, I could get entertainment as well. So during the next bull market, yes, I'm going to be at my desk a lot, I'm going to be streaming a lot, but at the same time, if I'm streaming for 2-3 hours a day, the rest of the day while I'm at my desk, I want to be able to have YouTube up. I want to be able to have if I want to take a little break, I want to switch on the PS5 and maybe have a quick game of FIFA or a quick game of Call of Duty, quick game of UFC or Tekken or something like that. Don't know if you guys have seen the Tekken 8 trailer, but goodness, it's so good. It's so good. Make sure you go watch the Tekken trailer. So yeah, so I've got this as well, just so that obviously I can have a good sort of gaming experience along at the same time trading experience, watching experience. I know that I can comfortably watch a movie on these monitors, and it's pretty sick. So yeah, so that's my monitor. Interesting question. I like it. I like it. Keep the questions coming in, or I'm happy to shoot. I think I'm going to shoot, guys. I think. Oh, hold on. So we've got a question here. What's your opinion on how crypto is going to move when it gets regulated? Regulation is coming for crypto. We saw Jerome Powell discussing DeFi um, in the very very recent press conference that we covered. All right, we saw Jerome Powell discussing regulation in crypto. We're gonna have to just see how it unfolds, man. All right, we're gonna have to just see how it unfolds. All I would say is that for those of you who are preparing for the next bull run, I really think that you guys are gonna make it. All right, as long as you don't give it all away, you guys are gonna make it. Obviously, as we go into the next bear market, it's gonna get harder. Think about it like this, okay? In 2017, the gains were astronomical. In 2017, they really, really were. Okay, and in 2021 they were, but not as much as 2017. In 2021 we had sort of more saturation in the market. So 2017 we had a handful of alts, 2021 we had two handfuls of alts, and in 2024 2025 we're going to have three handfuls of alts, maybe four. Okay, adding regulation on top of that means we're going to see 100x's, we're going to see 200. I do believe that we will, but it will just be limited. You're going to have so many options on the table. What meal is going to taste the best? It's going to be one of those. So we're going to really have to see how it unfolds. We're going to have to watch it as it goes. We won't be able to sort of determine or dictate how it's going to go from here. Hope that answers your question. And I guess I'm going to shoot, guys. All right, do you know what? I'll tell you what, do me a favor then. I'm going to shoot now. We've got 70 people left watching. If you don't mind, drop me a comment now and let me know, did you guys enjoy the show? Did you guys appreciate the content? What can I do that's better for you guys going into the future? And what do you guys want to see in the future? All right. Like I said, we're going to be doing the watch along for the NFP on Friday. That's something that I feel like a lot of people don't do on YouTube. And I think that that will be a very good niche for us in the future. All right. On Wednesday, we've got Crypto ISO coming on the show to talk about liquidity theory. That's going to be fun. Crypto ISO is somebody that I respect greatly. You guys will really enjoy that, having a guest on the show. We're going to bring SC and XO on soon. What else? Yeah, just let me know. Drop me a comment and let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you guys enjoyed the content. Let me know if you guys want to see more different things in the future, or let me know if you guys are just happy with the way it's going. Otherwise, I'll love you and leave you from here. I want to thank you all for joining the show. Thank you all for getting us over to 100 likes. Appreciate you all. And remember to subscribe to the channel. Okay, we're on our journey to 5,000 subscribers. We are at 4,350-ish. Okay, So let's get to 500. Let's get to 5,000. All right, help us get to 5,000. If you know anyone that might appreciate the content, if you know anyone that might like the show, share it with them. Share it with your friends and your family and whatnot. We're here to make the next bull market the most fun experience that we can. Oh, Bitcoin and Ethereum. Oh, hey, what's going on? Uh oh. Oh dear. All right. Anyway, I love you and leave you. Take care, everybody. Have a great, great day. I may not be streaming tomorrow. Tomorrow, I may have some stuff to do to take care of. Wednesday, we'll have Crypto ISO. Thursday, we'll see what I can do on Thursday. Friday, we're going to be doing the watch along for NFP. All right. So trade safely. Take care, everyone. Have a lovely, lovely day. And I'll see you guys maybe tomorrow, if not Wednesday. Okay. Cheers, everyone. Goodbye. Love you lots. Smash the likes. Smash the subscribe button. Goodbye.